Well, thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, for first of all attending my daughter's wedding. And I'd like to thank you all for all the gifts that you gave her, and Gary. And I'd like to welcome Gary to the family, officially. And I hope you all enjoy yourself tonight. Thank you very much for listening. Thank you.
The other maid of honour doesn't like to speak. Hi everybody. For those who don't know me, I'm Vary. I'm the bride's older sister. First of all, I'd just like to thank everybody for coming. Like my dad said, you all look amazing, and it's really, really nice everyone who's travelled to be here. As you can imagine, weddings are not easy to plan, but I think we can all say that Fiona's done an amazing job today. It's been really outstanding, and as you can see, you've got the theme of Harry Potter and Star Wars. What you probably didn't know is one of Fiona's favourite films is Gone with the Wind, and she specially brought the wind today, just for that side of things. So the wedding's been just a tiny bit over a year in the planning, and Royal Mail have definitely felt the pain. More than usual. Fiona's getting about 500 deliveries a day, and I'm sure my mum will be really happy to have her upstairs bedrooms back. First of all, I just kind of want to say a few words about Fiona. To me, sorry, I'm the crier, in case you didn't realise. To me, you're not just Fee, the performer, or Fiona, the risk analyst. You're my wee sister. The one that came along and disrupted 6 years of perfect only child life. But I'm so glad that you came along. We're really proud of you. Sorry, stop crying. You're somehow the glue that holds it all together. It's usually to eat food, but also through the hard stuff as well. You've always been there. You're always the one with the ideas, and you always make them a reality, because we all have ideas. But she's always the one that puts it all together and drags us out to places and makes sure we're three. Omni, trium, perfectum. All good things come in threes. So, Fee, this is definitely your greatest show. Definitely. From the McCallum sisters, we'd like to welcome Gary to our family. Good luck. I think you know it's been out. But welcome. And everybody, if you'd like to raise a glass to Fiona and Gary. Fiona and Gary. Fiona and Gary. I'm going to pass you over to the groom. There you go.
Hello. So, on behalf of my wife and I, man, that felt weird. Thank you for sharing in the start of a brand new episode in our saga. Right, somebody must have got that, surely. So, first off, I just want to say a wee bit about the venue. Obviously, I'm in Cotters and it's a beautiful place to be. I can't help thinking Fiona really wanted it because it looks slightly like the Grand Hall in Hogwarts. And if she could have had floating candles, they probably would have, but I think there was a health and safety violation in that somewhere. Kind of picked it A because of how it looked. It's kind of an easy and kind of local place to get to. Plus, there's a Pokestop there and a Pokemon gym there for everybody that plays Pokemon Go. Before I go on, raise your hands. Who's seen Star Wars? Right, hands down. Who hasn't? Man, you're so not going to get half of my speech. So, my first thank you, Becca and Stephen. Guys, singing Fiona down the aisle. It was an honour to have you do that, and yeah, it was beautiful. I kind of wanted the Imperial March. I'm kind of glad she talked me out of it. Stephen Watt, obviously today was the first time we heard what you'd sort of written. Perfect. Nothing but perfect. It was absolutely beautiful, man. Ailey, or Eels, as we like to call her, could not have thought of anybody better to read that for us either. It was an honour and a pleasure for you to do that. Carrying on, Amy, Vary Kirsty, Emma and Kieran, thank you very much. You all sounded absolutely amazing and beautiful. You would give the Cantina Band in Moss Eisley a run for their money. Alistair and John Paul, you notice these guys running about with cameras, and in fact Dave today as well, because he's standing down there in front of us. They've been running about capturing the day, guys. They're going to get the best of you, and they're probably the best done at what they do. So, guys, losing paper here. Wee bit about Matthew, Aria, Murren, Patrick. Obviously, nieces and nephews, we love you dearly. Thank you very much for being a part of the day. I don't know what else I can say. I think we love you to bits. Bridesmaids, Karen, where are you? You're over there. Hi. Karen's my sister. I mean, you look fantastic today, Karen, and thank you very much for helping everything today. Same with yourselves, Laura and Vary. Thank you very much for welcoming me to the family. Also, I think you kept Fiona slightly calm. I don't know, she seemed like a bundle of nerves when she came up to me, but crying away. But at least you got here eventually. I wasn't worried, but three guys I want to say a big thank you to. Jamie, the best man. Wave, yeah, we know. Alan, Neil. Obviously, I've got a Han Solo on my pin. Jamie's got Chewie. I feel I've got three Chewbacca's, if that makes sense to anybody in the room. You're all good and loyal friends. You've been there 20 odd years for me. Been through many, many highs, nights out, random trips places. Had a few lows. Many people might remember the stories of the Back to the Future board game. That was a particular low. Mary and Alec, I want to say thank you very much for welcoming me to the family. Since me and Fiona have been seeing each other, you've always made me feel welcome. And thank you for raising her to be the woman she is today. She's a credit to both of you. Mum and Dad?
Well, what have we done?
Well, you brought me up. So, guys, if you want to blame MD, it's these two. Couple of Star Wars references again, just in case anybody doesn't notice, there's some in the speech. I would probably say, Dad, you're kind of like the Obi-Wan to my Luke Skywalker. No, you're a mad old hermit that's lived in a cave my whole youth. Yeah, no. You've always been there for me, whether I've needed you to be or not. That wasn't meant to be a joke, sorry. You've always offered me guidance and tried to keep me on the right path. So thank you. Mum, don't cry. That's fine.
Coming next.
I'm going to make my one reference from the prequel trilogy, and it grates me to do it. You're very much like Padme. Okay. I know you wouldn't know who that was. It's Luke Skywalker's mum. Oh. Right. Unlike Luke grew up never knowing who his mum was, and she was a strong, confident woman who, when the face of adversity and that struggle goes to the challenge and things, obviously, especially in the last few years, there have been a lot of challenges and hardships, and you've come through and you've always been there, and you've seen the bright side of things, and you've always plodded on, and you're kind and caring. So thank you. And I'm proud to call you both my parents, and I hope you're proud enough to say that's my son. So, if you want to... First off, you're looking stunning. She does. It's very Disney princess, which I half expected. Marion said earlier on, obviously, myself and Fiona, it took a while for us to realise, well, we knew we liked each other, but the others didn't know. I kind of half think that Jamie and the guys had a pool going to see would we or won't we. If I'd known this, I could have put some money in. I'd probably have still lost. If I've got a Han Solo pin on, you're very much my Leia. I mean, the only thing me and Han have got in common are the second letters of our first names are A. And we both fell in love with a strong, determined, independent princess who actually didn't need saving in the first place and kind of saved them in the end. To speak a bit about how I feel about Fiona, I'm going to nip to one of my favourite films. Can anybody guess what it is? Empire Strikes Back, you're wrong. You've seen the I Know, and to me this is the most romantic scene in cinema history. People are going, what, really? Is when Han's about to be frozen in carbonite, okay? So he's standing there, his girlfriend's dad is about to freeze him in front of his best pals and his girlfriend and sell him to the worst bounty hunter in the galaxy to be a wall ornament on a big giant slug's wall. Romance, right? But the thing between them is she says, I love you, and he replies, I know. Now, a lot of people think that was ad-libbed. It wasn't. What happened was he was meant to say, I love you back, or I love you too, or something like that, and nobody thought it sounded right for him. So the director and Harrison Ford went away and talked about it, and they came up with 2 words instead of 3 or 4, and it was, I know. Because the person you love usually doesn't need to hear you say I love you, they just need to hear something that they will understand means the same thing. Okay? Now, when I say I know to Fiona, it doesn't just mean I love you. It's always meant, I know you're the one for me. It's always meant, I know we'll have a long and happy life together. And it's always meant that I know no matter what comes our way, we'll see it through and we'll always come out stronger than we did before. So as long as you say to me, I love you, I will always reply, I know. Thank you. And now I'll pass you to the best man, who will probably give me a ripping.